That's a go.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
right.
Peter, I think that is the word. I'm getting word from the control room. We got a green light, buddy.
Yes. What's
All
up,
right.
man?
All right. Let's kick things off here with a proper introduction. Um, my name is Mike, aka Munster Rc, owner of Carryallrc, and welcome to the Doghouse on a Saturday Night Live. We are coming to you with the Rad Show, a couple of RC addicted dads giving you the lighter side of RC, the greatest hits of the week, seen through our lens. So if it's your first time stopping by, thank you. If you are a repeat customer, back for more, thank you again. We always remind you to please subscribe. Subscribing helps get you qualified for all the good stuff. So before you check out and leave, I highly encourage you to subscribe. That's what qualifies you for all that good stuff. Now, I would like to shift gears. Take care of some light housekeeping. This is the stuff that pays the bills. This is what keeps the lights on here. We got to do the thank yous and all that good stuff. But before I do that, I'm going to tag off to my man, the co-host with the mostest, my ride or die, partner in crime, my good friend Peter Lundberg. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, man? A little cold in the Northeast, man. Did a little work today and it's cold out, man. It's time to get the hoodies out, but I'm in shorts right now. But take a look at the chat room. We got Mr. Scale Rat, my man. We got All Day RC, Jeff, our repeat customer. How you doing? And Fish and Bill. Thank you guys for joining. Like Mike said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are approaching that 500 mark for that FMS giveaway. So make sure you tell your friends, share the link to the YouTube channel. Once we hit that 500th subscriber, we're giving away an FMS. We just broke 250. We're getting there. So it'll be nice to give away an FMS, just for subscribing to the show. Make sure you like our Facebook page. We have a great platform. It's gaining popularity quickly. So we post all our updates there. And as always, we like to thank our sponsors. Mike and I work with a lot of companies throughout the week, and we're very grateful to collaborate with these companies: Carryallrc, Treal Hobby, CowRc, Rebel RC, Crazy Crawler Phones, Powerhobby, 2.4 Designs, Crawler Cult RC, RC Misfits, Scale Rack, KNK Hradware, Venture RC, Wesmade RC Prorack, FMS Race Place Hobbies, Remote Control Hobbies Orlando, and our good friend Real Sticky, who's been working on a lot of graphics for us and scale banners and a lot of merchandise that's coming soon for the Rad Show. So yeah, Mike, it's been a busy week, got some wrench time in today, working on a lot of things, excited about our guest and excited about this company. As you know, I've been a team driver for CowRc for years and used their products. They're all over my hobby room here, and excited about our guests to learn a deeper dive into CowRc and what they got going on. They just launched a new website, looks fantastic. They got a lot going on. Heath does a good job, and CowRc is a strong brand, and excited to hear more about it and in-depth review.
Absolutely, Pete. Yeah, as a fellow ambassador of CowRc for many years, it's a product I stand behind. It's a product we all use, but I think it's a great opportunity to take the deeper dive and take a closer look at some of these other things. And the reason why, I first would like, before we go any farther, I got everything lit up in that turquoise blue for our veterans in the month of November, being Veterans Day last week. We spent a lot of time focused on Operation 11 Charlie and what FMS is doing in the collaboration project, working with Operation 11 Charlie. So big salute to FMS, and again, all the people over at Operation 11 Charlie, what they've been doing for our veterans. We got it lit up blue for you guys tonight. Again, we dedicate this show to the veterans and to our family over at Operation 11 Charlie. Pete, it's a good thing that we have CowRc here tonight. It is a week before Black Friday. Now, why is that so important? But this is the time of the year when the private messages start flying in, the emails start coming from the wives, the girlfriends, the family members, the first time new RC guys, they start coming in rapidly. Hey, I'm getting my husband his first RC car. What is the first upgrade that I should get him? Well, right out of the gate, before we even talk about upgrades, we tell people tools. Get yourself a badass CowRc pit mat. Get yourself set up with the equipment that's going to allow you to work in ease on your RC car. Reward yourself out of the gate with some good CowRc products. It is the difference maker in a long journey on this RC hobby. That is always my first opinion. Head over to Powerhobby, grab yourself a toolkit. I have one that I want to show off here later tonight, Pete, the SCX24 micro toolkit. I mean, that thing's made my life so much easier. But the moment that you are wrenching on a car on a white magnetic pit mat, it is a game changer. So if you're coming to me and asking me about your first upgrade, one, you're going to break your RC car. Two, you're already worried about buying upgrades. So the first thing I tell everyone, get yourself the stuff to make your life easier. Get some good CowRc products. So I'm hoping tonight, Pete, with your expertise, with the face of CowRc, Tyler Slane, we can take a deeper dive and learn a little bit more about Cow, and hopefully some people will be able to pop over there on Black Friday and take advantage of some of the deals.
Yeah, no, well said. And then also before we bring Tyler on, just we do have, as I posted, we do have a giveaway. I'll let Tyler explain more about that. But thank you, Heath and CowRc. So for everybody that's watching this live, we'll let Tyler announce what the giveaway is and what we're gonna, how we're gonna do it. But there is a giveaway tonight for CowRc. So thank you, CowRc, Heath, the whole family. Cool, man. Just everybody on the show, hang on, and we'll see what the terms are.
Perfect.
All right, let's bring in Tyler.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. While Tyler's coming in, one of the cool things that we can tell you about with Carryall, CowRc. Hey, Tyler, I'll be with you in 1 second. How are you, buddy?
Great.
I was just going to do a soft intro here, Tyler, and tell you a little backstory about how CowRc in the very beginning with Carryall was one of the very first supporters, one of the very first collaborating vendors to come aboard. And we've been supporting CowRc for many years. So one of the cool things, this Black Friday, the first 10 backpacks sold on Black Friday will start it at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting early Friday morning on Black Friday. The first 10 Carryall backpacks sold is going to get a 10-inch CowRc work mat with their purchase.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting. I think it was a great segue to have CowRc come on here tonight. And Tyler, I will give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, but I want to personally thank you for being a face and a representative of them and doing your best to tell us a little bit more about Cow. So,
yeah,
Tyler, take it away, buddy.
No, awesome. Well, thanks a lot for having me. I really appreciate the invite. I've been looking forward to this opportunity for quite a while, so thanks a lot. So yeah, my name's Tyler Slane. My position with CowRc is assistant manager and social media production manager. So essentially what that means is I help with the inter-team workings. We have about 58 drivers, so we do contests and motivation through the drivers. Then my second job with CowRc is social media production manager. And so what that means is I'm everything you see from the social media side of CowRc, that comes from me. So, and really I should say it comes from me based on I input it into the computer, but where it really comes from is from our fans and from our team. So our team is really a good, strong group of guys with a lot of social media content creativity. And I essentially just organize it and put it in there, and it goes out to the public. So that's really my responsibilities with the team.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, obviously you are a very busy man, Tyler. We could actually have a whole other show based on Tyler Slane, the man. We are going to do our best not to cloud that up too much tonight. We want to try and keep as much focus as we can directly on Cal. Like I said, you are a busy man. People know you in the hobby. We'll give you every opportunity to plug your Instagram and all that other stuff, because you have some great content, Tyler, as a personal side.
Thank you.
Very, very active in the social media world, from Instagram to TikTok to Facebook. You pretty much can't turn on social media without seeing something from you. And I mean that with all the other companies that you're working with behind the scenes. You are a busy man. So what I would tell people about CowRc, I think they are known as the iconic white pit mat. I think my personal experiences with Cow, that's kind of the staple and what people recognize them for. And it is the most one of the most recognized products that I encourage people to get, to start wrenching on a white magnetic pit mat, basically. That was a great example of one there, Tyler, that you held up, and allows you to have dividers, allowing you to keep your hardware separated. Stainless steel hardware does not necessarily stick to it, but that's where those divider pieces come in very handy. Look at this. The black oxidized screws cling to it like alien technology built into this Pro Mag. That name Pro, the Pro Mag, should not be glanced over. There is something to that. For all the meatheads out there that want to try and convince themselves that it is just that magnetic door hanger that hangs on the outside of a car, reversed, it's not the same darn thing as that advertisement magnet that clings to your door. No, there is something to the Pro Mag technology that allows this hardware to stick the way it does. It can't be bought easily. CowRc figured out the formula for a strong work magnet, no question.
No, you're absolutely right, Mike. I mean, and one of the new things that, I'm sure you'll ask me, what is CowRc working on and what have they released is, we've, as you mentioned, the white magnetic mat. And if you notice, I've got writing on here.
Oh.
So this is a new thing. So what this is a optional laminate that you can dry erase on and write on. So not only is it, white, it's still magnetic, but you can draw on it with a dry erase marker.
Yeah, I think my girls took my mat today. As you can see, it's all scribbled on. But this was a great release, and not to take the thunder away, Tyler, but when that idea came out, Mike, it was brilliant. When Heath announced it to the managers, I was like, what a brilliant idea. You write down screw counts, you always jot notes down while you're wrenching. Now you can do it on your mat and it wipes off. So that laminate option to buy on the website is amazing.
I mean, I really respect it from the fact that, I came into the RC hobby doing off-road racing, and for everyone who's doing off-road racing, there's spring rates, there's shock oil weights, tires, everything is a game of milliseconds. And, having something that you can just write all of that information down on your pit mat instead of a piece of paper, because that's what I would do. You dump something on your piece of paper, you'd lose a piece of paper, you wouldn't have a pen or whatever. But this is a perfect thing. You just, any grease pen, dry erase marker that you get from the store works, and a tissue.
Yeah, I like the idea a lot. Like you said, coming from your history, and some of your examples are perfect there. Just to write down those notes in a real hurry. Now, is that available across the board then for all the different sizes? You can get that option put onto all of them? Or
So
is
it's
that just a
available-
certain line of mat?
It's a majority of them. So it's all the mats, but not the parts trays. So we have 3 different types of lines of mats. We have a flat mat, which is kind of like this. Kind of to give a flat mat is almost like a borderless mat, literally just flat. There's definitely options for that. So that has one. The work mat, which is the raised edges in the little sections there. This is a work mat that also has an option for a laminate. And then there's a hybrid mat, which is kind of a mix between both of those. That's also has a laminate option. And so when you go on the website and order something, look for the laminate option. It is an option. You don't have to have it. Not everybody needs to have it. And the company's been running very successfully without it for a very long time. But this is a thing that the company decided to do this year, and it's really been a hit. And frankly, it helps with just keeping the mat clean as well. Obviously, there is some downsides to having a white mat. It's great to find things, and it's great to be able to see, but you can also get it dirty. Now, with the laminate part, it makes it very easy to clean it as well.
I love it because it's no secret they don't stay white forever. But I think you said that perfectly there, Tyler. It's been a successful business for a very long time. It's ran just fine without this option, but it's super duper exciting to see a company try new things and continue to evolve. But CowRc has been a part of what we've been doing at Carryall for a very long time. And that was one of the things that we were able to do was implement the CowRc Pro mat right in the center of the harness on the Carryall bag. So beneath the vinyl wrap is a magnetic surface, literally working with CowRc. We import that Pro Mag right into the X. So you can see how intertwined and closely connected the companies are working together, and it's exciting to see that.
We had a question come in.
Go ahead.
What's the base price starting at for the mats? Well, I guess Tyler, I mean, that's a low.
Yeah, I'd have to go back to the website to reference that, but check out the website. It's www.cowrc.com, and there's so many different mats out there. You have different sizes, different shapes, and also the new thing that I wanted to show off is the headers. So you can do custom headers. But what we really like to show off is our themed headers. So, we came out with 5 new themed headers this year. Actually, I shouldn't say this year, this month, that you can actually brand a majority of the CowRc products. So you can do your jet blasters, you can do your dot boxes, and all kinds of other different mats that you want to do. And so, you kind of, I'll show a little bit of the headers here. There's one. And you can see all of this on the website as well. So, but there's so many options out there, different sizes. There's big ones that you can fit your table. You can get custom ones made as well. So if you want anything custom, just message CowRc on Facebook on Messenger. And Heath is the one that runs the Messenger. He's the owner of CowRc, and he'll be happy to help you or answer any questions about that.
Well, and I think that's a good point. I mean, I'm looking at my custom mat here where I have 2 separate workstations. So I custom measured my workbench, and he designed a sketch for me, and I have 2 separate workstations across the whole entire. So I think, for the guys that want the custom work done, we know a lot of them that have custom flat mats. Yeah, definitely reach out to CowRc. They can make just about any size.
Yeah. I mean, here's mine. Here's one of my custom work mats. It's about 6 feet long, and it's got different size mats with it, different parts trays. These come off so you can take them with you. And the nice thing is it's modular. So if you get something dirty, you lose something, you rip something, you don't have to replace the whole thing. You just replace the parts that break. It's kind of like a puzzle.
I love it. So it is kind of hard to answer the question about price because it's kind of really built to your specs. Basically,
It really
it's built
is.
to your workbench and how much customization you want to add to it. And like you said, with the Jet Blaster, you can start to, label it. He's worked with freaky skins over the years to come up with these very cool headers, and I don't know, make it your own. You can still customize your work mat a little bit and add that little flair to it, which all speaks our language. We're always looking for that little extra. So that's super cool. You have some really great examples there, Tyler. Some of the other things that we're seeing in the background are products.
Yes.
Now, Moo Clean, for example, old Moo, the CowRc logo has always gotten very creative. The CowRc brand has been very creative with the wording and playing with what they call their products, the Moo Clean and the Utter Butters. And so please take us through what you got there on your workbench, Tyler.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So something else that's new this month is, so this is not a new product, but it's a new way of shipping and processing it. So this is the Moo Clean Part Chassis Wash. So this is your wash that you would clean the mud off. It's not for electronics, but you clean your tires off, your bodies, your chassis, etc. And so what is cool with this and what's new about this, it's the same type of product, but it is concentrate. So the reason that CowRc did this is because of shipping costs. As you guys all know, shipping has gone up. And this is what we used to have, a gallon. And imagine how much this costs now to ship compared to this. Now, this is twice the amount of fluid on my other side. And the reason is because concentrate. So this little 32-ounce jug does 2 to 2.5 gallons of Moo Clean, and you can adjust it if you want it super strong, you want it weak, whatever you are wanting to do. That's for this.
So we're just eliminating shipping the water, basically. You
right.
Take the water aspect out of it. Brilliant.
Yeah, you've got water at home, so we'll let you save money on shipping, and you can do it as much as you want. So the other Moo Clean is the Moo Slick. So what this is it's a lubricant, and it's also like a shine. So what this would be used for is spraying on your shocks, your hinge pins, any movable part. You can also put it on all your plastics. So this is plastic safe. It does not dry out your plastics, will not dry out your tires, and this is make it look good. So you spray your tires before you get them dirty, because what it does is it repels. It's a silicone base. So it's going to repel dirt, water, grime, etc. And then when you wash it, spray it down again, spray your body with it. It looks, makes it look really good. The other one, which this is one of my, I would say my personal favorites, because I found so many applications for this. And so this is Moo Clean Cleaner and Degreaser, and this is an electronic safe product. So this is what you're going to spray down your ESC with, your motor, anything. You can spray everything down with it, frankly. And so the reason I like it so much is not so much the electronics aspect of it, but it's a degreaser. So it just eliminates almost everything off of your truck. I use it, I was actually just talking to Peter about this beforehand. I use it to even, prep bodies before painting. Now, you don't want to spray it directly on the body, but you put it on a towel. You wipe the inside of the body on it before you paint. Do that before you apply stickers. You do that before you put servo tape on to glue, to attach an ESC down. And you can even do it to, to kind of erase paint. If you're painting a body and your mask gets messed up, as long as the paint is relatively fresh, put on a Q-tip, erase it, and it's gone. So that's kind of why I like this. We advertise it as an electronic cleaner degreaser, but it really does a lot more than that. Next one, and back to the Moo Clean Part and Chassis Wash, we do offer a small bottle of premix. So this is, I don't know what size this is, but small. But it's premix, perfect take with you. So that's always an option as well.
And I think that's great when you travel to events. I mean, the size of that, it goes right in your bag. You travel on the airplane,
I mean, this was the size of our old one. you know, and this is a full size, you know, cleaning bottle. So much different. And you never need, when you're traveling, you don't need more than this.
Nope.
This is all you need.
And it's worked perfectly inside the carry-all bag. You know, the whole concept of a bug out bag. What can you fit in it? And that little travel size container worked out perfectly. It's worked out well.
So here's another product, udder butter. So this kind of goes off of the cow theme. So this is a grease. This grease, gears, transmission gears, ball bearings, any differentials, basically anything that is going to require grease. This is it. And so this is a very high pressure, high heat grease. So I read a lot on you know, Facebook. People ask, you know, what type of grease should I use? And people always say, oh, get marine grease. Okay, well that's for full size trucks. That's not for RC vehicles. And that's the important thing to understand about CowRc is all of this is designed specifically for RC vehicles, RC cars. It's planes, on-road, off-road, boats, everything. I mean, this thing, if you greasing prop shafts on a boat, that's what this is for. And a marine grease, does it work? Sure, you know, but it's not going to last long. It's going to clog up your gears, and it's not going to work efficiently. And as you know, Pierre and Mike were saying, part of this, and that's why I really am so into CowRc is, you know, coming from the racing background is, you know, if your car doesn't finish, you're in last. And what's the point of going into an event and spending the time and energy and money if your cars just break? And I still trail with people and know people who don't quite get it yet. And they're always the ones that are saying, oh, my truck's broke, it's a piece of junk. Well, it's not a piece of junk. You just haven't maintained it correctly. And the way to maintain it is with good products and just doing it. And if you do it religiously and you do it routinely, you put away your vehicle dry, you put it away lubricated and greased and sprayed, it'll be ready to go the next time you're ready to use it, not rusted and bearings seized up and gears dry. Then you're just going to ask for trouble. So that's really the point of these products.
Well, and I think that's a good point you made. Like a lot of people, like I know for me in the wintertime, all my trucks get stripped and I maintain them in the winter. So, you know, and I think going back to the grease comment, I've seen a lot of those posts. It's like a loaded question, like what's the best servo out there? You know, 17,000 replies on a servo and 17,000 replies on grease. Hey, listen, you know, like any other, you know, RC company out there, it's not for everybody, but you know, if you believe in the product and support it, I mean, Tyler, we've been using it, Mike, we've been using it for years. And, you know, we only promote things that we stand by. And, you know, yes, you can go to Harbor Freight and buy $1 tube of grease because that's what all the comments say on those posts. Yeah, just go to Harbor Freight, go to Home Depot and get marine grease. Yeah, if you want to save $1 or $2 and just get grease that you would use on a semi, you know. Yeah, that's
right.
great.
Exactly. It's not all, and that's the thing is there's all kinds of cleaners out there. You can go to the auto parts store and guarantee you go to our auto parts store and something similar to these products exists there. But what it does, it's made for full size vehicles. So what those type of products do is they corrode, they stain, they dry things, and they clog things because they're made for large vehicles. They're not made for little tiny gears the size of a dime. And that's what CowRc is specifically designed to do. This isn't a grease that can also be used on a vehicle, on a full-size car. This is an RC specific grease. And really one of the last items, this is a relatively new product. It's been around for probably about a year. So called Hide Wipes. And what this is let me get my wipes open. It's a, Peter's got it, towel. So it's a wet, pre-wet towelette. There's 110 of these in a canister, and they have a smooth side and a rough side. And so you can use this on your hands, they're greasy. Use this on your CowRc mat to keep it clean, to keep it white. Use it on your trucks. You can use it on your desk at home. Really, you can use it for anything. It smells really good. It works, and they last actually a long time. I think there's been tests that if you leave one of these, going back to the racing aspect, leave these on your pit table, it'll stay moist for about 2 hours. So you don't need to go through 100 of these things. There's 110 of them in a container, but you don't need to bring 110 of them. You can probably bring 5 of them to any event that you're going to and just put them in a Ziploc bag.
That's probably my new favorite product. I mean, I
Yeah.
have 3 tubs of the hide wipes, and they come in handy. I mean, even when I go on the trail, put a couple in a Ziploc bag. I mean, there's so many different uses for them. And, cleaning your mat, it's just, I like the dual side, the abrasive side and the soft side. I mean, that's just a brilliant product. I mean, hands down. I mean, it's definitely worth it. And it lasts, and like you said, you're not going to go through this tub in a month. I mean, I've had these tubs and I clean my cars I mean, they last. I mean, it's definitely a great product.
It does. And kind of one of the other things I wanted to show our new swag. So kind of, again, with our theme, this is a beanie. And I'm wearing one of the couple of different ball caps. This is a elastic fit fitted hat. We've got shirts as well. So there's a lot of new swag. That's one thing the website hadn't carried for a while. And the stuff that they did carry was a little bit just old. So refreshed, again, all of those themes that I showed you before, those carry over to your shirt. So if you see one of those 5 themes that you really like, carry it over to a hat, a shirt, your mats, your dot box, which the dot box, if you don't know what a dot box is, this is a organizer for your tools and parts. So basically little organizers for bearings, screws, things like that you can compact. And you can kind of see this themed deal on the side here too. So that's another themed product that CowRc sells.
Well, that is super duper cool. And one of the things, as I've been listening to you talk here about the preventative maintenance and the tech tips about tuning the vehicle, making sure why is my car a piece of junk? Well, it's not necessarily a piece of junk if she didn't properly maintain it. What's so cool about listening to you talk, Tyler, is you're a man that practices what you preach. I can sit here with confidence and tell the world, the people that are watching, this is no BS. This man does do the time. You do put the work into your cars. It's not a bunch of BS. You know the product and you really do put the work in. So it's exciting and easy for me to sit here and listen to you talk about, because I know you're not just selling me a line of BS. So thank you again.
You saw me at the 2 years ago Fix Enduro 12-hour race. My truck lasted over 15 miles in 12 hours of huge rocks, water, and nothing, not a single thing happened to it. I had, Loctite on it, grease, lubricated joints. Everything was done correctly. Not a single thing happened. It was perfect. And that's how all my trucks run. And everybody's can run that way too. I'm not a genius that knows how to use this stuff differently than anybody else. I just use it the way it's intended to do and use it routinely. Basically, this is how I go about, my maintenance routine on we'll call it a typical vehicle, on a typical truck, is when I go out and use it, when I get home, I clean it. Either I clean it when I get home, or maybe I'll clean it the next day, depending on what the weather's like. And I clean it with the Blue Clean part and chassis wash, get it dry. There's different ways. Sometimes I just let it sit out in the sun. That's perfectly fine. You could put a fan on it, but the point of it is to get the moisture off of it. And then once that's done, you spray it down with the Mousse Slick, which is going to keep it lubricated. So that's going to get rid of a lot of that moisture that might be sitting there in the little tiny cracks. You can also use the cleaner and degreaser, which is electronic safe, because that actually evaporates moisture. So you can spray that, even though your truck may look clean, you can spray it with the cleaner and degreaser, which is the electronic safe one. Gets rid of all the moisture maybe that's tucked in the bearings or so forth. And then you hit it with some Mousse Slick. And that's it. It really doesn't take a lot of time at all. And then, as Peter was talking about, if you want to go into the deeper maintenance, which obviously isn't an after every event usage, but you go in and you grease, the gears and rebuild the transmission, those type of things. but that's, maybe once every couple months. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is this stuff is almost, it's very simple to use. You don't have to have an extensive knowledge. You just need to use it properly and use it routinely.
So the udder butter, this grease, it's gone through a few renditions over the years. People will remember the red, and then we gravitated towards a green. It's clearly a different color now. Is that newer for this year?
Yeah, it is newer. It was released a little earlier this year, and again, it has to do with shipping and product availability. So it is an improved grease. So there's no lax in quality. It's actually improved over the last couple versions, but it's what we test these for, and a lot of the drivers is one thing that we test all these products before they go out is tackiness. So if you have a grease that's super, I guess, too greasy, and you've got gears spinning real fast and the grease just swings off of it, well, it's not any good. It just sticks to the walls of your transfer case, and it's not doing good. So we check for that. We check for heat. So we look at it and say, okay, and different guys do different things. Like I mentioned off-road racing. Well, I'm into crawlers now, so I do a lot of the crawler testing. There's other guys that do off-road racing. 10 scales, 8 scale. Boats, those type of things, and we test these type of things in different conditions, water, and we just beat them up, see what happens to them, and we just give our report back to Heath and say, this is what we like, this is what we don't like. And speaking of that, one thing I wanted to show you that was a little bit new. One thing that's new,
syringe really makes it convenient for applying.
It is. And it comes in a tub as well. I prefer the syringe because I don't want to get it on my hands. So I just, stick it in the gears and push the syringe down. So it works out really well. But one thing that we, are working on, it's going to be hard to show these, this is the type of stuff that we're working with, today to save the customer money on shipping. Again, it costs money to ship these products, and product availability isn't always available. So we've been working on things like different caps for the spray bottles and different little red, you guys have seen these little red tubes. And so this is to control the volume of flow of product that comes out of the bottles. So it's not like when we were going through like I should say the post-COVID stage where products were hard to get, the spray nozzles that we got, the product came out like a cannon. It was like a water hose, and I like it because it really sprays down the truck, but it uses a lot of product too. So that's the downside. So, and people didn't like that, and I don't blame them because it's sometimes it gets all over the place, especially inside. So we came up with different nozzles to be able to control that, because some people still like the heavy, some people like it light. And so that's another option that we've introduced here this month.
Well, and I think you made a good point. Like I remember when we were testing the grease on different applications. I remember I tested it on the Outcast, the Armor, to your point, that's heat, that's fast spinning, and, the tackiness has a lot to do with it. I mean, if you could put a grease in an Armor, a Go Fast Basher, and the tackiness holds up, I mean, to me, that's a good product. I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, I've got an Armor Limitless that's going to go up to about 120 miles an hour. And this is going to stay on it. It's going to stay because it needs to. That's what we test this stuff, is to make sure it's ready to go, because there's so many different aspects of RC, and not every RC vehicle is the same.
Yeah, we had a question come in.
Do those nozzle attachments come with every can, or do you need to buy those separately?
You need to buy those separately. So those will be an option to buy separately. Yes.
Okay.
But you'll get a nozzle.
So when you're checking out, you get a nozzle.
You get a nozzle and a tube, but there's different types that you can get as options.
Okay.
So we had a question come in. Are there any combo package deals on CowRc's website?
Yeah, there are. It's, and off the top of my head, it's the mats. So you could get combo package deals where you get like a small, medium, and large mat. And that's kind of great because, I've got different size vehicles, and also I just take like these little mats and put parts on them. Like I showed with these, just nice to, sometimes you just, it's not really organized, but it's just sitting there, right? It's, at least it has them around the floor, but then you go to something like a part tray, that has organization to it, and you can separate all the sizes and whatnot. So to answer your question, yes, there are combos that basically go with the mats more specifically. But if you look on the website, the way the website's been totally redesigned as the beginning of this month, and Heath did an amazing job with all the graphics and the layout of it. And he has it all categorized by like lubricants, cleaners, greases, those type of things. That way you don't have to hunt for what you're looking for. If you know what type of product you're looking for, it's really categorized nicely.
Yeah, it's a good website.
So Tyler, let's step it up a notch here. Do you have any jet blasters or any high-end stuff here? Let's really up the budget here and say that we're really willing to invest some hardcore money and take it up a notch. So let's see the pro level here. What are we dealing with?
Okay, pro level here. So this will take out a generator with as powerful as much amperage as this thing draws. So this is a jet blaster turbo. So this, again, I mentioned when you wash your cars, they need to be dry. So you can do the sun method, which I do in the summer, or you take this and you blast it off with air, compressed air. So this is basically a little container, a small compressor. So it comes with different size nozzles you can put on the end of this. They do have filters on the bottom of them as well. Pretty long cord. And I will say, there's 3 different ones. There's a jet blaster, which is I'll say the entry level of the blasters. There's a jet blaster turbo, which is the fast one. And there's actually a vacuum as well. I don't have that one, but it's a full size deal. It's kind of like a shop.
Yep.
A shop vacuum. So you'd like hang on the wall in your garage or your workshop. And I mean, these things are so powerful that I don't use this inside because everything I get near it goes away. So I probably would like to get a lesser power, the regular jet blaster like Mike has here, just use it more indoors. But I like it. It works really well. When I would take it to races or events, I'd sometimes trip out the race generator for this pumping this thing up. So it's got power.
And it really works well for keeping your work area tidy. At least this one does. Without, I can just blow things off real quick, and then obviously for blow drying your car dry, after you put your mood clean on it, there tends to be a lot of uses that you can find for these things.
Oh yeah, people use them like on their motorcycles. Like a lot of drivers use them on their motorcycles just to get all your air cool vents off your motor and everything like that, and all those little tight parts. That works really well.
Now, how about like CA glue or thread lock? Is all of that stuff still available on the site?
Yeah.
So we can, CowRc can be a one-stop shop here. You can find it all.
So yes, we do have thread lock. So there's different ones. There's like a purple, a blue, and a red. Yep, you've got it too. I use this stuff all the time. This is fantastic product, lasts a long time. We've got CA glues here for tires, and we've got debonders for fingers and tires as well. So there's lots of other products that are similar to those glues. There's on the website, there's got to be 10 other glue type products on there. To take a look at that as well, because it's for what I use, but there's all kinds of other glues for other types of hobbyists.
Now, if your internet connection is unstable.
I can hear you now, Mike.
Okay. I just got a warning saying my internet connection was unstable. So anyway, yeah, Tyler, you did a great job here kind of talking about everything. It's a one-stop shop for all of your needs. CowRc has it all. They come in, if we caught people's attention and they want to place an order, is there a way for them to save? Do you have something you can share with them?
Yes. So I have a promo code that's operational all the time, and it's Tyler 2020. So TYLER 2020, and that's going to save you 15% off of most CowRc products. It doesn't save you on all of them, but most of the products that I showed you today, like the udder butter, the mats, the cleaners and degreasers, those will save you 15%.
And we had a question come in, conformal coating.
Yes.
Yes. So that's
Yes, we have that as well.
and that's good. I mean, I use that a lot, you know, taking apart the winch controller, you know, waterproofing electronics, and that's a nice little product to have in there.
Yeah, and that'll be going through a little bit of a transition as well. Again, you know, with the product availability and the pricing of product, that'll be going through a transition itself. So the bottle that Peter holds up, I'm not sure if it's currently for sale on the site right now, but it'll be coming back in a different form. Same product, just different form.
Awesome, man.
Perfect. My microphone kicked out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. You're
Tyler.
good.
Yeah, you can hear me. All right. What did I lost my train of thought here. So with Black Friday coming, you gave away a deal. We told you that Carryall is going to be giving away a 10-inch Pro Mag with your first 10 Carryall backpacks. Well, and that's a great connection to support CowRc and Carryall working together. Peter, do you have anything else you want to ask Tyler about? I know what we did. We wanted to do the giveaway.
Yeah, the giveaway.
There was a trivia question, right?
Yes.
So you want to announce the giveaway and what we're going to give away here? So
Yeah.
I'll take a look at the chat room here, and you give the question.
Sure. So our giveaway, the CowRc is going to give away is a $50 promo code from the website plus free shipping. And the question, so this question is based on those guys who are following CowRc's social media, because as I said, I mentioned, I put this out there, I wouldn't say frequently, but regularly. So the question is, what year was CowRc founded?
So the question is for $50 promo code, free shipping. What year was CowRc founded? First person to type it in the chat room wins $50 to spend on CowRc's website. Thank you, CowRc, Tyler, for coming locked and loaded with a giveaway. And we'll give it a second here, see if anybody gets it. What
Do you want me to
year
talk
was-
about the Black Friday
Yeah,
CowRc while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't give away the promo code yet, but we will be doing a Black Friday promo starting Friday through Cyber Monday, and that's going to be 25% off the website. And there will be spend $50 and you get a flat mat, a 6x9 flat mat, and $100 or more a 6x9 work mat.
Awesome.
And check out the social media page. You know, check out the main.
We have a winner.
Page. Oh,
We
great!
have a winner. All Day ADHD RC 2008.
Nice, nice, very good.
So all day HD RC, Tyler will reach out to you and give you your promo code. Good job.
Fantastic, thank you. Glad you guys are paying attention.
And that,
So, yeah,
man,
that was a
again,
nice
that's
giveaway.
super cool of CowRc for stepping up to the plate and donating that. So big thank you to CowRc and big thank you to Tyler for sharing some of your knowledge with us. I learned a lot.
Yeah,
You're
no,
welcome.
it's definitely informative. And guys, check CowRc out, man. The new website is super rad. It pops. Images are clean, crisp, and like Tyler said before, you know, you don't want to go with the standard mat. You got options. I mean, he makes 6 foot, 7 foot. I mean, you give him the dimensions, and he'll take care of you. So, Tyler, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, in addition to the CowRc social media pages, you know, follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. You know, you'll see on my personal Instagram page, which is team_amateur_RC. I do a lot of videos and different photos of the CowRc products. And then, my Facebook page is just Tyler Slane, and my YouTube page is Tyler Slane or team_amateur_RC.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on, man, and
Thank
keep
you.
doing what you're doing, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
All right.
Thank you,
too, man.
Tyler.
That was a great dive into CowRc.
Seriously.
Definitely brighten up the audience and what they have available, man. And I think you made a good point, because you get that question a lot. I get that question too. What's the bet? My neighbor, real life scenario happened last week. What's the best RC to buy? And I said, before you spend money, before you do anything, you got to start with the basics. You got to get yourself a workstation. You got to get tools. So yeah, I think that's good. Especially around the holidays, you get the questions. The wife want to buy a truck, and let's start with the basics. So
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely good. Nice giveaway, CowRc. Thank you. So how was your week, man? You got any builds going on? Anything hot cooking or?
I do. Can you hear me right now, Pete?
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, perfect. Yeah. I got a couple of cool things. The first one, Fishing Bill. If you were Fishing Bill RC or Fishing Bill Customs, wicked good painter. He's on Facebook. We'll make sure we get the tag right, and he's actually going to be a future guest on the Rad Show very, very soon to talk to us about how to paint a body. So he blew out a badass paint job, and you can see the blue in the Pro line. The reason I went with this color, he did a wicked cool step side. Super clean, very sexy paint job done by him. So I will get plenty of photos and get this thing mounted on a truck very, very soon. But big shout out to Bill. He is a man on the grind. He banged this out for me, no time flat. Very good, gifted painter. If you're looking for someone that can paint a body, Fishing Bill is how I know him on Facebook. Fishing Bill RC Customs. I know I'm probably messing that full name up a little bit, but it'll get you close enough to his Facebook page. Hopefully he'll chime in here with the actual link to his page, and you can go and check out all the different work that he does. And like I said, Pete, you'll have a chance to meet him one night here as a guest on the Rad Show. Tell us a little bit about painting our own bodies, but the guy is good. I met him at Beat the Creek this year. I met him at Beat the Creek, and he does a lot of great work. So big shout out to Fishing Bill. You killed it, dude. I can't wait to get that thing mounted on the base camp very, very soon. The only other thing that I was excited to share with you, I got a couple of cool things. Pete, did you see this little gadget that I posted earlier in the week? This is a universal clamp. It mounts on the end of your controller. Multiple different controllers this thing can clamp down and put your, you can mount a phone, or you can take this off and put your GoPro on there. I added the light feature, super bright, it'll blind you out, but you can put your phone, but a great way to, when you're driving your car, to get content. Cool little feature I found on Amazon. And then, Pete, I was telling you about these little guys, Powerhobby. So we talked about CowRc, and you want to be able to go get yourself a badass work mat, but you're going to need the tools. So pop over to Powerhobby, and for you micro guys, they have an incredible little 4-pack of SCX 24 sized tools. I can't believe how handy these things turned out to be. Obviously, I have these tool sizes already available. But to have them in that little size, to know that they're designed for an SCX 24 or a micro, they've worked on the FMS. They have a lot of carryover to any size micro out there. So great little toolkit from Powerhobby.
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, that's one tool set that I don't.
What are you working on?
That's one tool set I don't have, so I have to get that. Well, as you know, I'm still working on the Phoenix. I'm almost done. It runs. I had that oh wow moment. So the Phoenix is operational. kind of cleaned up the wiring and stuff. You check this out. It's all done up here. You know, I got all the servos
Oh.
running, everything's working, it's all clean. You know, so behind me is the body taped up. I stunk out my house today because it's 20 degrees, so I painted indoors. So yeah, I'm gonna finish painting tomorrow, and Phoenix is done, and on to the next. But you know, I've been, you know, all week. This is my focus, man. I just love looking at this thing, man. And I know we had Scale Rat. We looked at his, but you know, I'm still jacked on this thing. Oh yeah, look at that.
I got started. I picked up all the pointers from
Well, look at the
Scale
windows. The
Rat.
windows that Scale
Yep.
Rat told us. Look at your
Yep,
windows.
and I took the wipers and etched it and
Yep,
cleaned them off a
looks
little
mint.
bit. And I've
Wow.
been playing with. I talked Tyler into this little handy little. Hang on. I can show it off. I think. Yeah, I can unplug it. I showed this thing to Tyler, and he grabbed it. This is a air compressor in this little hockey puck size. So handy for just doing a little bit of detail airbrushing. Found this thing on Amazon for under 50 bucks. A great little tool to lay in some airbrushing, those little details. It's fantastic. Also micro detail brushes, the whole nine, really taking the time to try and learn how to paint a little bit. So Pete, it's been a crazy week here. We've been getting trucks dropped on us. I snagged the TRX4M. What a great little truck. We could probably do a whole show again just on the TRX4M. Silent little ninja, probably the most capable of any micro I've ever driven. The steering radius on these things is bonkers. It can take turns like you're not used to driving with a micro, for sure.
Yeah, we had a comment in about that truck. All day ADRC said he did a battery mod for the TRX where he doesn't have to run Traxxas batteries anymore. There's a battery mod. He said he did it.
Oh,
So.
I would love to know more about that. If he's still watching, did you have to replace the ESC, or is that battery mod still an option with the ESC? Because it's really, they made it so that you have to run a Traxxas battery. It's kind of a sneaky move that they did. But wow, no kidding. Yeah, the way the ESC is set up, you're supposed to use their battery. I would love to know more. I've got to get on Google and try and figure out how that was done. Because yeah,
I think it's on YouTube. He said on YouTube.
Perfect.
So you have to check that out.
That's fantastic. That's a tip that is worth hearing. Thank you very much for sharing that, because I will take a look into that. I don't want to go too much farther, Pete, without talking about the Smashers. They should be here by next weekend. We should have Smashers here. We can take a closer look at them. But the elephant in the room, for the people that caught our earlier post today, when we advertised the Rad Show for tonight, we were supposed to talk about something new coming from FMS. Now, Pete, you are on social media all the time. It is no secret that FMS has something new in the works. It is no secret that it's a 10 scale truck. It's been popping up, little teasers of it. There was a little miscommunication, and we apologize for the misunderstanding. We were probably about 2 weeks now. We had planned on tonight's show to do the big reveal and the unboxing of it. So Pete and I had about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, to be driving this new truck from FMS. It does go on sale next Friday. Is that correct? 11/25, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Which should be Black Friday. It goes on sale. So that means next Saturday's show, we will be doing a deep dive. I guarantee you this, it will not be the first unboxing. It will not be the very first time you see the truck. By next Friday, when this thing goes on sale, the cat will be out of the bag. The truck will be out there all over on many YouTube channels. But what we can do here on the Rad Show is give you a little update and let you know we've been driving it for the last 2 weeks, kind of give you our first impressions of it, and maybe be a little bit more interactive with the audience. If there's any specific questions about the truck, maybe we can take a little closer look and answer some of those questions, hopefully. And that might be a better experience than just sitting through a YouTube unboxing and letting somebody tell you what you think you want to hear. If we can make it a little bit more interactive, Pete, and get some questions coming in, we can focus in on those areas and talk about the ESC or talk about some of the mods that I did already, you know, because I did a tire swap day one. I changed the wheels and tires just out of preference, try to fit that era and what I thought looked better on it. So little things like that. I think we can still have a very good show next week talking about the new FMS.
Well,
It's
yeah, and if you
exciting
get the
time.
Smasher, you know, we could do a feature on FMS. But to your point, yeah, I think it was like Monday. You know, I woke up Monday and I'm scrolling through, and you know, for people that are still watching, you know, the FMS FCX24 is a very active Facebook page. When I mean active, if Treal drops a part, anybody drops a part, it's in that page immediately. So, you know, I'm scrolling through Facebook, you know, like anybody, and I had to do a double take because I saw the image of this 10 scale, not fully shown, just, you know, and Mike, I know you saw my comment because I commented on the person. I said, is this official? Because, you know, it was just posted, just random image. And you go to FMS's website, it's on the homepage. So there is something coming and it's been shared. People have been commenting, finding images of it somewhere. So people got the idea. I mean, it's coming, you know, so next Friday will be, you know, another week of drops, you know, next week. So
it's been probably since February of last year. I knew that this truck was coming. This was very important to Carryall to be present when this truck dropped, to get a full scale truck like that right on the back of a backpack. This was a big oh wow moment for Carryall to make that connection with them. We'll have a 10% off promo code that we will share publicly after the Black Friday sale, because our promo code is not usable with any other sale. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the Carryall promo code for after Black Friday, and then we'll drop that. And it will just be a neat little feature. You get a Carryall backpack, you get the promo code for FMS for your next truck you buy with them, and go ahead and save. So it's been a great collaboration working with FMS. They have been phenomenal. And no question, Pete, we fell in love with the micro stuff that they've been doing. So detailed.
yeah, and I remember
Very
if we go back when we started the Rad Show, you know, we said we would get 1 or 2 micros. You know, micros have just been popping up. I mean, we're going into the winter in the Northeast, right? And what does everybody do? They put their 10 scales away, and it's micro season. You know, that's where it all started. Wow, the red.
Well, I did the red, but I also swapped everything out, Pete, and went with Treal's new brass, the high clearance brass stuff. My goodness, dude. There's so much good stuff right now there with Treal. Treal's been killing it.
Yeah, and you know, with the axial, there was a lot of comments about the new axial, the micro, you know, and Treal just released one part and they got about 5 or 6 in a pipeline. So yeah, Treal's been the FMS line from Treal, and I saw today there's a new player. I don't know if it's Next Level or something that started making parts for FMS. So Treal got in at a good time. They have an extensive portfolio of parts for the FMS. I mean, it's just every week there's something new, but now they're working on the axial, then they're going to do the TRX. So, you know, people are saying, where can I get parts for the TRX? Treal's working on that as well. So definitely check a look at the website for the FMS guys, but there's a lot coming, you know, going into the new year. Treal's got a strong portfolio of stuff coming out. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited for next week, man. You know, if we get the Smasher, then we'll have a double feature next week. We'll dedicate it to FMS.
We should. I love it. We'll be all about FMS next week. Pete, do you have your gear guide handy? right
Yes.
next to you by any chance.
Yes.
So I don't think we can end the show with the gear guide. Big shout out to you, Pete. It was a great article in there. I love seeing when friends get in kind of spotlighted in RC car action. So it was a great article that you worked with them on. Good job. It was a gorgeous truck. But the gear guide, that thing is like a phone book, dude. That
Yeah.
is ridiculous how thick that thing is. So for those that don't know, get to your hobby shop or wherever you're buying your RC Car Action magazine. And if you don't have a hobby shop that carries it, make sure you get your annual subscription. Pete, you do a great job with every post sharing the affiliate link. It's very easy to subscribe to RC Car Action. Just click on the affiliate link. It takes you right there, and it's a great way to save.
Oh, the price
gear guide is
of the
special.
subscription is next to nothing, less than $40. And you know, it's interesting. I was talking to RC Car Action today, and they said that it's on the newsstand. So this issue, if you don't have a subscription, it's for sale at your hobby shop. It should be everywhere. Barnes and Nobles, they all carry it. But also a shout out to Scale Rad. This is probably the
Yes.
coolest Rebel Con I've seen. You know, the only way I could tell it's a Rebel Con is by the bumper. So shout out to our boy Robert. You know, that's a nice build. Yeah,
Robert has done 2 of those bodies now. That's a rendition that's a little different than the one we saw at Beat the Creek. Plus, he's got the interior done. Yeah, it's exciting to see what Scale Rat has done with a Rebel.
yeah, and this is like my favorite issue of the year, because there's over 500 items in this. I mean, yeah, Rebel. You gotta love the Rebel Con. There's so much content in here. There's so much pro tips and product reviews, and this is definitely the issue to have going into the new year. That's all I got. Hey, I got a question for you. So you remember Venom, right? The battery company. So now it's called Hellfly. So a company bought Venom, right? Is it
Okay.
Red Cat? Somebody bought out Venom because all the chargers and batteries now are rebranded as Hellfly. I remember I had this charger and I sold it.
Yeah. All my stuff still says Venom on it. I've been using Venom chargers for a very, very long time. Yeah, I'm not sure who bought them out. I know they've gone through I knew they went out of business, and now I'm glad to see somebody picked them up.
Yeah. So, well, great show,
So,
bud. Yeah.
It was. So Pete, just as a final recap, man, CowRc, it was easy for us to do this show tonight, Pete, because one, we know who Tyler is, but number 2, more importantly, you have 2 hosts here of the Rad Show that are big supporters of the product, and it's easy for us to talk about something that we believe in. So if you have any questions, please, anytime, day or night, we're always available to kind of let you know some of the experiences that we've had with the product and what we would recommend. It is an experience that we cannot preach enough. The moment you go to a white cow mat, a white magnetic work surface on your workbench, it is a reward and a treat that you need to give yourself. It's next level. It's when you're taking the hobby seriously. It was a transition stage for me when I knew that you know what, I'm going to be doing RC for a long time, so I'm going to redo my workbench the right way and reward myself with some, you know, really good tools and a work surface that made sense.
Well, and I think you hit it on the head there. Like even like the laminated option, you know, being able to write on it, you know, just a great company, and they have great ideas. You know, the ideas are made for the ORC enthusiasts. You know, if it's racing, boating, you know, all different applications. It's not just crawling. You know, it's like you could sit on your couch with this thing and put together wheels. I mean, you know, there's just so many uses. Great company. I mean, that was one of my first. I mean, Mike, you know, that was one of my first sponsors in the game. You know, and I've been with CowRc since years, and you know, just great products. I mean, definitely worth checking out CowRc.com.
Absolutely. And finally, we'll end on No Shave November. Remember, put your razors down, donate any funds that you would have used to get your haircut or any grooming, donate them to cancer awareness. It is No Shave November. Let it all grow out and hopefully save a life and raise awareness for cancer. Let it all grow out. No Shave November. It was great meeting a dude from RC for a Cure last week, or Crawl for a Cure. I'm messing up the name of it, but we got the idea. It was a great show. Thank you to him. What a great dude. And Pete, thank you again. It was a great time. Sorry for the confusion with for everything earlier, but it turned out to be a great show. It was exciting to do. And we'll see you back here next Saturday. I can't wait, Pete. Do you realize we're at the end of November, dude? Like, we are coming. This year is almost over. This is ridiculous. Next week, when I'm here, I might have to have. Seriously, I'm going to be wearing my Santa Claus hat next week. I think it's going to be, you know, redo the lighting back here, get the Christmas lights up. We'll have a Christmas tree up by next show.
Yeah.
By this time next week, we'll have a Christmas tree up. It's ridiculous.
It's funny because my wife is actually decorating right now upstairs. So
there you go.
So it's yeah, next week's Thanksgiving, and then we'll be into the cold weather. I'm going to try to get out on the trails tomorrow. It's supposed to be 25 degrees. It's probably going to be a game day decision tomorrow. It's either. Did
you get any snow, Pete?
No.
Okay.
It's just beyond. It's cold for this time of the year. It's pretty cold, but I mean, I've been out in 10 degrees, but you know, finish painting the Phoenix or go out in 20-degree weather and brave the cold for 2 videos. I mean, I don't know. Game day decision, but yeah. So just to recap, we'll put up the post tomorrow. I'm looking at, we got about 281 subscribers, so we're approaching. You know, we're getting to that 500 mark, and as we said, 500 subscribers, we're giving this guy away. So hopefully we can find a home for this FMS. Share the page. Make sure you subscribe. Very easy contest. Once we hit that 500, we're going to do a live drawing, and somebody's going to go home with an FMS. Make sure you like our Facebook page. Tell your friends, the Rad Rc Show. We also, if you have any questions, excuse me, you have any questions, we have an email address, radrcshow@gmail.com. Want to be a guest on the show? You have any questions for us? Let us know. And also on Instagram, Rad Rc Show. And we'll see you guys next Saturday. FMS show in the making. Take care.
You rock. Thank you, Pete.